Hello and welcome to Tour Obscure, episode number 6. Today we are in Pontefract to check out this rather unusual church, which is built within a church. It's all very confusing. Join me to find out why. Located in the shadow of Pontefract Castle, All Saints Church looks like any other church from a distance. But this place has a brutal history, from which it still bears scars of, even to this day. So how did we end up with a church inside a church? Well, it all starts in the English Civil War. The Royalist forces held this church. It was seen as a rather strategic position, especially being so close to Pontefract Castle. The parliamentarians tried to take the castle, and indeed they did. They fired cannonballs from Monk Hill, which is just over that way. In fact, 60 cannonballs weighing 18 pounds rained down on this church in one single day. And obviously you can see the amount of damage it sustained. The parliamentarian forces held it for around a year, until the Royalist forces attempted to take it back. But during that particular battle, the parliamentarian forces started to strip stone and other materials from the building in order to build defences, and that's why it's in such a bad way as we see today. By 1649, the roof of this place had been removed completely, and it was essentially left to rot, until 1967, when a particular designer called George Pace designed a new church to stand within the footprint of the old place. And that's what we see today. So this would have been the main entrance to the former church, which has still been retained as the main entrance to the newer one. But as we enter, you can see the full extent of this former church. So just as we walk into the former main entrance of the church, you will be able to see some steel girders which are bolted onto the old structure. I'm guessing these will have been put in place when the new church was built in 1967 in order to prevent the ruins from collapsing further and ruining what they'd built with the new church. Just on the front of the new church, you'll be able to see 6 figures, and I do believe that these are from the old structure itself. They were taken off the ruins when the new church was built and placed onto the new one. So we've actually been allowed inside the church. It's not usually open in the week, but we fell a little bit lucky. There was one of the workers here just doing a quick check-up, and they've allowed us into this rather beautiful church. It's obviously needing some work doing to it. It's looks like damp on the walls and stuff like that, but it's beautifully designed. So we've just come out of the church. Absolutely lovely ladies in there. They were just about to lock up, but they've found it in their kind hearts to open it back up and let me just have a quick look inside. As we saw, it's very unusual for a 1960s built church. There's a lot of detail in there. As you'll see from these pictures, there are other typical 1960s built churches. There is a lot of bland stuff in there, a lot of brickwork, but there's a lot of effort gone into that. And as I said previously, this is potentially to make up and reflect the beauty of the original church, which was sadly lost. And still to this day you can see that these ruins have not finished deteriorating. There's a load of stonework, obviously from the old structure, which have fallen off, have been placed just there. And again, just up there you'll see the further figures, which I do believe were taken from the old structure and added onto the new one, as we saw on the front of the church. This will be one for the engineers watching. I'm not sure myself, but I would imagine these steel plates have been put there to stop the old ruins from collapsing further. You can see there's quite a bulge sticking out of that wall there, so I would imagine that's why they're there. But if you're an engineer, you'll know the answer. Put it in the comments below. Just round the back of the church, you can see part of the new structure does contain some rather old looking stonework. Now, I can't be sure of this for certain, but there's a possibility that these could have been stones taken from the old structure, which have fallen off. Looks like they've been cleaned up and used to form part of the new church. As you get round the church, the difference between new and old becomes rather vague. You can see there, it looks like an original entranceway, but built around it is part of the new structure. So they really have utilised as much as they can of the old structure. Just here we've got, looks like what was once part of possibly some ornamental gates. Obviously they have been long since removed. Now the tower, I do believe, is the original, but you can see it's had a lot of work done to it. There looks to be quite a lot of new stone on there, but it is to the original design. So that is all from Pontefract. If you enjoy what we do, hit that like button, subscribe button, all that helps massively. Don't forget to check out our TikTok, where all the outtakes from these videos are posted and I look like a complete prat. And be sure to check out our Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description below, and until next time, see you later.